When water comes into town, it comes into town swiftly. Within the first half hour, it gets interesting, and within 2 hours, it's roaring, and it's like standing in the middle of the river when it's at its angriest.
In December of 2025, nearly 100,000 people in Washington state were given evacuation orders when a Category 5 atmospheric river hit the Cascade Mountains. An estimated 5 trillion gallons of water rushed down, closing off roads, breaking levees, and destroying homes. The town of Sumas, Washington was hit especially hard.
You could look down that street and you could just see a big wall of water coming.
While most here did evacuate, not everyone wanted to leave.
My mom and dad, they're 88 and 89 years old.
The water was somewhere right here. Somewhere right here.
Yeah, up to my chin.
This house was built in 1910, and my dad grew up here in this house as a little kid. So all his heart and everything that he's done is in this house.
I can remember going through 6 or 7 floods, you know, and I'm used to a lot of it, but this year was totally different, you know.
It came in fast. We were downstairs, but boy, it didn't take us long to get upstairs.
The couple made their way to the upper floor with their 2 sons to wait out the flood while watching it carry parts of the town right by the one window they had to look out of.
Everything was just floating by. We seen the logs, I mean, a lot of logs. We seen even bathtubs that people must have left out in their shed, or I don't know where. Just about everything you could imagine. For a while, it was going pretty fast. It was just going by and hitting, you could hear it hit the house, you know, bam, bam, you know, like that.
As the ice-cold water kept rising, the family huddled in this small space with no bathroom, no power, no food, and no idea how long they'd be there.
I didn't think nobody was going to come.
Federal, state, and local agencies were responding throughout the area in a coordinated effort, with service members and first responders carrying out rescue operations across the region. Coast Guard crews from air stations Astoria and Port Angeles operated from above, reaching and rescuing those no one else could get to.
They kept saying, "Dad, we got to get out of here." I said, well, we'll wait a little bit. I suppose I should have been a lot more whatever, but I didn't want to put somebody else in the position because of me making a mistake, you know, something like that. It was going.
It got to the point where there was no way out and no way in for anybody.
If you see that truck there, that was completely underwater.
And I go, "Oh, Mary, there goes my pickup," you know, went over the top.
Once he saw his truck go underwater, he's going, wait a minute, and then he told Mom to make the call for 911. We're afraid the house was gonna float, you know, and you know, sometimes houses like to collapse, you know.
We were called through 911 dispatch. We got the message that they needed to be evacuated. Knowing the area, we called on our Border Patrol assets. They ultimately called the Coast Guard for an evacuation because they felt it was too risky to get them out by boat. First off, you have an aircraft that can do things that most can't. Certainly our civilian helicopter will say no long before the coasties try to say no. They're capable of doing so many more things, and ultimately there's nobody else that's going to come and get these people out of some of the places that we find them in.
Within 15 minutes of the call, they heard commotion out the window.
Evidently, I didn't know that they was already on the roof, and then the guy tapping on the window, you know, telling me, you know, you got to get out of here, you know, and I, "Oh, well, we're fine," and him saying, "No, you're not fine."
My mother, father, 88, 89 years old, trying to squeeze through this, lift their legs out. Look how hard it is. I can't even go.
The window isn't that big, but I went out somehow. I got out. I didn't even know when they even hooked me up.
They're just struggling to get into that. They're probably scared. Yeah, no worries.
By golly, you know, those guys really know what they're doing. Oh, thank God that they did.
I got in, and he said, "Keep your head way down," so I did, and he said, "Grab hold," and then it just seemed like it was just a little rope, but I grabbed anyway, and I just held my hand as low as I could. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like I was, just like in the Wizard of Oz, you know, I was just spinning and spinning and spinning, you know. Do what they tell you. They are the Coast Guard. They know what they're doing.
Oh, those guys, man, they're beautiful guys. Thank you for coming to get us.
And I give them all the credit in the world. If it wasn't for them, you know, Really,
They're
yeah.
working for them.